And let's quickly wrap up the 15th chapter of Mansion in the Mist, where we are with Anthony, Emerson, and Miss Eels in the cellar of the Autarch's mansion with Mr. Wabe. I was cut off by a phone call last time, so I'll go back to the beginning of the paragraph that I was on when the phone rang. Silence fell. Suddenly Miss Eels reached out and tugged at Emerson's coat sleeve. "For the love of P-dem," she whispered hoarsely. "Let's go back to that desk and get out of here. We're liable to get killed looking for the thing to smash the cube. What are we waiting for?" Emerson hesitated. For once, he thought his sister might be right. They had landed in a situation that was much more dangerous than it had seemed. But just as Emerson was turning to lead the way back, a loud crash startled everyone. A stone wall suddenly appeared in the middle of the vaulted chamber. The way back to the desk was blocked. Emerson turned to Miss Eels and grimaced. "Any other suggestions?" he said quietly. Anthony felt his stomach churning. Were they trapped forever in this frightening world? But when he looked at Emerson, he saw the determined look on his face and the glitter in his eyes, and he knew that good old Em would not give up without a fight. "We'll go up these steps and see where they lead," said Emerson, setting his jaw with determination. He turned back toward the stairs, and he half expected to see that Nathaniel Wabe had vanished, but there he was, sitting calmly with a silly smile on his face. "You see what I mean?" said the little man with a helpless shrug. "The cube is liable to do anything at any time, but if you want to find a way to the outside, I might be able to help you." Deciding that bad help was better than no help at all, Emerson sighed and told him to lead on. They walked up the stairs till they came to a broad corridor that stretched in both directions. The walls of the corridor were covered in red velvet and fancy brass wall sconces. Stepping onto the polished hardwood surface, Emerson motioned for Anthony and Miss Eels to follow. Nathaniel started to lead them to the right, but he had not taken many steps when a hole opened in the floor in front of him, and with a loud cry, he vanished from sight. The floor closed over him, and silence returned. Horrified, Anthony and his friends stared at the place where Nathaniel had been. Now they were really frightened. They were on their own in this treacherous, ever-changing place. Suddenly, Anthony panicked. With a loud yell, he ran to the left. The others ran after him, calling for him to stop. Anthony skidded around a corridor and was horrified by what was taking place in the room before him. Silver candlesticks were changing into wormy wooden logs. The framed paintings on the wall were going blank. A long walnut table turned to rubber and collapsed. Silver bowls flew into the air and popped like soap bubbles. Chairs chased each other on carved knobby legs, and a bust of a Roman emperor turned into a melting wax horror. Nothing seemed solid. Would the floor give way next? In fear, Anthony stepped back. But as he turned to retrace his steps, he found that a blank wall of granite blocks had slid into place, barring his way. He was alone, and that is the end of chapter 15.